3 statistical secrets that you need to know heading into the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Welcome to the Pitwall, your stop for fantasy Formula 1 content. You can like and subscribe for more content like this. I'm J-Jack, and let's go. First statistical secret is dynamic pricing. If you're wanting to go for a money pick, a driver that's going to raise up in value, no worries, because this race we have 4 potential money picks that are also good for points. Here on the ranked tab of the Google spreadsheet, under the picked column, we see that there are 4 drivers that have large trade-in percentages right now. Norris at 10%, Gasly at 12%, Sainz at 12%, and Giovinazzi at 9%. So if you have one of these 4 drivers or you want to pick up one of these 4 drivers, not only do they have a great potential for raising in value before this qualifying starts, of these 4 drivers, the one that is the lowest percentage in sentiment is Giovinazzi, a 30%. If he has a strong free practice session 3, he will increase and could potentially raise in value as well. Now I'm going to show you a track times tab in my Google spreadsheet. On the left are the free practice session times of Monaco, and then on the right we have the first and second free practice sessions of Azerbaijan. And the main things we're looking for are drivers that are consistent and drivers that are improving. The highest of this group that shows consistency in both races is Sainz. He was averaging second fastest in all 3 free practice sessions in Monaco, and he is averaging third fastest in Azerbaijan. Next is Gasly, who was 4th, 7th, and 9th. He was regressing in Monaco. But in Azerbaijan, where there's more power to the circuit, you've got 6th, and now he's up to 5th. So he's right around his average qualifying position, which is 5th or 6th position. Next, we have Norris, who was hovering around the 7th and 6th position. In Azerbaijan, he is hovering at the 8th position. Now, don't worry about him potentially starting 8th. When we get to the track stats, that will be some good encouragement if you still have Norris as an option. And the last is Giovinazzi, who is 12th, 9th, and 11th. He ended up doing all right in the Monaco race. But here in Azerbaijan, where there's more power to this circuit, more passing opportunities, he started 12th, and now he's hovering around 7th. So Giovinazzi is a potential sleeper who, if he can improve in the 3rd practice session, will be able to be a good potential option for your team. Back to the ranked tab of the Google spreadsheet. If you're ever wanting to see how close a driver or constructor is to raising or decreasing in value, just look at the sentiment column. There is a gradient bar. If a line shows up as green or red, that means that they are 80% positive or negative 80%. And usually once a driver gets past the 80 percentile, they're going to raise in value for the next race or decrease in value for the next race. We can already see that Sainz has increased since last race by 0.1 million, Giovinazzi by 0.2, Verstappen by 0.1. And then if you see their sentiment spike again, then they might raise again. So the key is to watch free practice session 3 to see where the trajectory of these drivers are, if they are going to be not just a money pick for your team, but also a points pick. This now brings us to statistical secret number 2, the track. Azerbaijan has been raced 4 times by Formula 1 starting in 2016. Last year in 2020, it was canceled because of COVID. But the amazing thing about Azerbaijan, it's like a blend between Monaco because of the technical parts of the track and then Monza with the high-powered 3rd sector. Since the first 2 sectors of Baku are similar to Monaco, that means that warming up the tires and tire management is going to be key. Mercedes has been struggling in this department both last race and in the free practice sessions this race. If they're not able to warm up their tires in the first 2 sectors, they're going to have a difficulty being able to go so fast on that long start-finish straight. Another cool stat is that Azerbaijan had over 60 passes the first year that it was introduced on the calendar. Yes, Nico Rosberg did a grand slam, which means that he got pole position in qualifying, he won the race, and got fastest lap. But behind him, there was quite a lot of movement. And the years afterward, because of a mixture of safety cars and the great passing opportunities, this track has been very exciting to watch, but also has great potential for your drivers to gain positions or crash out and lose it all. Another stat is that there are 4 drivers that are tied with the most podium appearances at this track. Over the 4 times that this track has been raced, Bottas, Hamilton, Perez, and Vettel have been on the podium 2 times. And looking at our free practice sessions 1 and 2, it looks like Perez is probably going to be on that podium. His first for the year in Red Bull. The last amazing stat about this track is that if you have a driver like Norris who's averaging 8th position, do not be afraid, because in the 4 races, twice a driver from 8th position has finished 3rd on the podium. In 2017, Lance Stroll started 8th, finished 3rd. In 2018, Perez started 8th and also finished 3rd. If you feel that your driver is a lower qualifier, as long as they have a good pit strategy, stay out of accidents, manage their tires, and keep the speed, they will get you a decent haul of points. This now brings us to statistic number 3, the drivers. The top pick going into this race is Perez, because he has had a midfield car at best and has been on the podium twice in the 4 times that F1 has come to this track. And now, with a Red Bull in free practice 2, he is top of the timesheets. So not only is he managing his tires really well, he now has a speedy car to be able to potentially fight for a race win. Moreover, Perez is eligible for a 5 bonus point quali streak if he qualifies in the top 10. That's practically a slam dunk unless he gets into a wreck during qualifying. Now, the big discussion point is Leclerc versus Perez. Perez started the season much more expensive than Leclerc, but because of his performance, he has dipped. At this point, Leclerc is 18.3 million in value, but Perez is 18 million. If you have Leclerc and you're considering getting extra points by picking up Perez, not only do you have the potential to gain more points, barring accidents, you will also gain a 0.3 million cap space, which will help you pick up other drivers in the future. Another thing to keep a note is that Ferrari and Mercedes have both been complaining about rear wheel graining, which means that the only car that seems to have a complete package going into this race is Red Bull. So if you have been on the Ferrari bandwagon as a constructor and you're able to make the switch from Ferrari to Red Bull, you will not only gain more points, but you will probably be able to have safe points. Leclerc crashed out in Monaco. That hurt a lot of people. He already has crashed at Baku in seasons past when he should have got a pole position, and here he is already crashed in free practice too. But a lot of people have been trying to get used to the track with their tire management and going off the escape routes. Now to the points pick. Sainz was so consistent last race at Monaco, and he has proven again to be consistent at Baku. And it looks like going into this race that Sainz may be right at the top again. Not only is he going to score a good haul of points with his consistency, Sainz is at 14.7 million, while Leclerc is at 18.3 million. You would be able to have around 3.5 million more to put towards upgrading other drivers. And now to my picks. Oh boy, I've got decisions, and so I want to hear in the comments your thoughts, your strategies, because here I am at a crossroads. On the left, Team 1. This is my team that I try not to make adjustments for more than 1 sub per race. Team 2, on the other hand, I day trade with. I've already made 1 substitution. I dropped Daniel Ricciardo at the end of last race because he did not perform well, but also because I knew that Sainz was going to continue raising in value. But here are the potential options that I've got. Option number 1, I switch out Ocon for Gasly. It looks like if Gasly has a strong free practice session number 3, he's going to raise in value, whereas Ocon was drifting the other direction into the red. So that is one option, to pick up Gasly, try to get his bonus points, and hope that going all in Ferrari will pay off. Option number 2 is to switch out Ocon with Gasly to take advantage of what I just described, but dropping Leclerc for Perez and then turboing Perez, because if Perez is first or second, that's going to be a massive haul of turbo points. That does give me more remaining budget cap for the future. The ideal situation would to be eventually get Red Bull, and that was my plan coming into this race. But because Ferrari looks like they might raise in value again, then I'm like, that might be worth. You'll see in the bottom right hand corner, I'd have to take negative 10 points for this. No, I'm not going to do this. This is to show you the future. The future would be to eventually have Red Bull. If I kept Leclerc instead of Perez, I could still afford this lineup. See, I would balance out. The one advantage of this lineup is that Red Bull is probably going to outperform Ferrari, and you want to diversify. But I could do the opposite, like I said, where I have Perez, Gasly, and Ferrari. And then if either of them increase in value, then that means I could make an easier switch to Red Bull in the coming race. So that's my big decision. Do I pick up Gasly? Do I switch out Leclerc or Perez? Or do I go all in now instead of waiting next race to switch out Ferrari and pick up Red Bull? And there you have it, our 3 statistical secrets for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's going to be an exciting race, and I'm glad we're all a part of the ride, trying to figure out our teams, trying to figure out the best strategy for you to be able to maximize your points. And until next time, I'll see you on the pit wall.